Welcome to the creepy parlor, where we delve into the dark side with an undercurrent of light-hearted fun. Our discussions will explore gothic, macabre, or creepy topics. The first Tuesday of every month, we will host a haunted happy hour where you can join us for a group conversation that focuses on ghosts, weird events, urban legends, and more. Here at the Creepy Parlor, our subject matter may be spooky, but our spirits are high. You can catch the Creepy Parlor every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on WLFE DB Radio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Creepy Parlor. I'm Genevieve, and I am super excited to have you here with me this evening. Tonight, I am especially honored because we have our second happy hour of the show. This is our February happy hour, and I'm so thrilled that my friends have joined us tonight. We're going to talk about Ouija boards a little bit tonight. That's our main topic, but you never really know where the conversation is going to go. So I will start to bring on some of our guests for the evening. Hi, Rob and Joan.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Kathleen.
Hello.
Hi, Jen.
Hey.
And of course, we have Dom.
What do you mean, of course?
Of course. Welcome, everybody, to the Creepy Parlor. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. I am so excited that we're here. So before we get started, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Ouija boards in general. So you guys know that I'm like a total nerd for things like this. So of course I have to do research and I have to look through, the background of Ouija boards and things like that. And I'm going to talk about it. And one of the things that I came across, now I expected that the history of a Ouija board would go back thousands and thousands of years, right? Because they're so mysterious and they're so creepy. But I did find that they were actually parlor games and they were mass marketed in 1891, starting in 1891, which is why Hasbro now, I believe it's Hasbro still, right, that sells them?
I believe so.
Yeah, the typical Ouija board that you see everywhere, right? So I was so excited. I'm so excited about this topic because partly they scare the crap out of me still, even though they're these parlor toys. So without me talking too much, what do you guys think of them? What do you think of Ouija boards in general? First of all, do you believe in them?
Yes.
Believe, like, do they work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 yeses.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen one in real. It was at a sleepover. It was the equivalent of, be sure to drink your Ovaltine type thing. Yeah. It wasn't real. It was my sister. She was 8 years older than me, trying to scare us. I mean, but I've never seen it.
Kathleen, I know you from the World and Back anymore with the happy hour, but a pajama party does not give a Ouija board.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I've never seen it in action for real. I don't want to.
You don't want to.
If you ever see a countdown, you have to play. Now it's time to play.
You think? I think that they're not everybody's thing. I think that some people are really.
No, yeah, you're right. It's not everyone's thing, but like I've witnessed the countdown from my last number on my boards are 0. Once that happens from the numbers going down, you have to get out of literally you have to get out of that board. And I've experienced that. Like
what do you mean by that? What do you like the
demonic? Yep, they're coming straight up.
So the planchette or whatever you're using to read the board is going to count down numbers?
I've had witches come in and they don't step foot in the house anymore using the Ouija board that we did. And you're like, no way. The Ouija board was terrifying.
Interesting. So it's this parlor trick in this parlor game, right? That started becoming really popular in the 1800s, which a lot of things did. The Victorians had a very interesting sense of entertainment, right? With all the spiritualism and stuff that they did. So why do you think that it's so, like here we have a comment from Cheryl saying that my mom wouldn't allow one in the house.
Yeah, I was going to comment on her comment, because I think a lot of moms wouldn't allow one, and Jillian won't allow one in her house. I think a lot of moms won't allow one in the house. And I think the reason that people won't allow them in the house is because they've known people or they've experienced using the Ouija board and having something very real happen and scared the bejeebers out of them. And they were like, yeah, we're not doing this again,
Mm-hmm.
Plus there is that mystique that it's demonic, which,
I'll hit you on a funny story real quick. Genevieve should have the pictures of the Ouija board that I just placed to Jessica Maynard with the Botanica. So they wanted me, they just so happens they weren't there the day that I wanted to drop off the board a couple weeks ago, right? And they said, yeah, bring whatever you want. And then I got a phone call saying, don't bring that shit inside here. Like, yo, they wouldn't take the board at all. They're like, I'm like, there's nothing bad on it. Hint, hint. But they would not take it. They're like, we're just not taking your Ouija board. So it took weeks and weeks to get it to Jessica. If she's watching, I know she's watching right now, but like, yeah, no, I get it. They totally did not want any part of that board.
So what, like, do you think it's the stigma of the board?
well, we're paranormal investigators, right? So we speak to dead people, entities, spirits, whatever you want to call it, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And even in our realm of things, it has a bad reputation. A lot of investigators won't use them, but we use other things to communicate with energy. So I'm really not sure where that reputation came from. I don't understand why it has that reputation.
Yeah, actually, I did a little research too, and I read on, and actually, it's a form of it was originally a form of automatic writing in China back in 1100 AD, and it was called planchette writing.
You were right. It is thousands of years old.
Natalie commented that a little bit earlier, and I was going to touch on that. I'm glad you did.
And it's called Fuji, actually. So don't eat Fuji apples, whatever you do. Well, you can eat Fuji apples. That'll be all right.
You can also do automatic writing if you want to.
Yes, automatic writing. I don't have anything against that. It's just, I don't know. My only experience with a Ouija board was when I was about 5. And my grandfather died. And my mom took it really hard. And he was only 63, I guess, when he died. But she did take it really hard. And she got a Ouija board to try to get a hold of him. So she, when my dad wasn't there, he was out traveling somewhere. She had all of his kids sitting on the floor playing with it. I thought it was a game.
Mm-hmm.
You're too skeptical, Kenny.
Why are we all pushing this little thing around the board, And it was hours. We did that for like hours.
Did anything come through that you remember?
My mom thought it did.
Yeah.
My mom thought that he was communicating, but that's,
So do you think that it was a comfort for her?
I think it was. I think it really was. It helped her cope with it.
I'm sure. So we have Kenny here. Kenny runs the Skeptical Bar, and he says he's owned about 24 boards. He's played with all of them, and they never worked for him. Maybe it's because you don't believe in them. We'll see. I don't know. I think this is true too. Kenny just followed up with another comment. The reputation of the Ouija board changed with a scene from The Exorcist, which was on screen for less than a minute. I think that anything that's associated with The Exorcist pretty much gets a Natalie just confirmed that pretty much gets like a bad rap, right? Everyone says it's like one of the scariest movies ever made.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Hollywood probably had a big say in how Ouija boards were reviewed.
Reagan is one of my favorite things ever. If you guys, I could see Natalie saying The Exorcist. Within myself, Reagan is one of the best stories I've ever heard in my life. Matter of fact, if you ever do it on audiobook, Carter novels, authors.
Yeah.
It's one of these things where it's like it hits you right to the core as far as when you listen. Way better than the movie.
Yeah.
Should I be concerned that we got our Ouija board for Christmas? I wanted for Christmas.
No.
Who gave it to you?
The board itself.
Our mother gave it to us for Christmas. It was a share gift.
Maybe she wanted you to find something for her.
I don't know. She probably figured it was the hot toy at the time and wanted to just get us.
Was that around the time of The Exorcist?
Probably
way after, right?
Yeah. No, it was probably around that time.
Karen says she was always disappointed that nothing ever happened.
Kenny's too funny, man. Did you see that comment, Jen?
Yes, this one?
Yeah. I'm doing all that right now, just for all of our Instagrams and stuff. So like I'm pushing something forward. So yeah, with Genevieve, I'm so proud of Genevieve for the direction what she's become. She's a superstar.
Thank you. Kenny's got a lot of information about the Ouija board. I'm really glad he's here. He's got another little factoid for us that the Ouija board was advertised as a game for couples in the 1920s. What do you think that's about?
I think that's like marriage.
Ouija togetherness.
A game for.
I think that's like one of the most popular topics too that people go to for psychics. You know, everyone wants to know about their love life, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
actually,
maybe that's why. I've never had necessarily a negative experience with Ouija boards, but I gotta say honestly, I always had I guess an aversion to them, and I think a lot of it came from popular culture. But as you can see, I've kind of overcome that.
Or it's sneaking up on you.
Well,
maybe.
Well, Genevieve, let me ask you something. Let me get really deep into the structure of a Ouija board. So when I use it, you told me no, because you know what I want to do tonight.
Yes, you're not.
I want to see in comments. No, I know. How do you guys drive the board? Like, what's the deal? When one uses it, what do you guys do? Because I know what I do. And I asked her if I could do what I do, and I was going to do it live, but it was like a definite no. So I want to know what people do when they use a Ouija board. Tom Nally, what's up?
So I haven't used one in years, but it was always, you have to get like, again, a lot of it is theatrics, I think. You have to get the candles burning. And you have to all sit around in a circle and you get your hands all on the Ouija board. So that's always been my memory of it, because a lot of that did come from like being a teenager and using it at slumber parties and stuff.
For me,
that's what it really comes down to at the end.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
For me, it seems like what I know about spirits is that if you had a board in a planchette, why the heck would you have to put your hands on it if it was going to communicate with you? Because it would just move it to the letters that it wanted to move it to.
That's a really good point.
Seems to make sense. And it says it needs the energy. Well, I don't know. I don't think it necessarily does, but I'm a skeptic on that anyway.
That's a good point there.
Yeah, that is a really good point. What about you, Jen? What's your experience?
I've only used them a couple of times at a couple of drunken Halloween parties.
So again, that goes back to it being a parlor game, right?
Yep.
So the Halloween parties were drunken?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Those are probably the best Halloween parties. Okay, so Kenny's going to have to explain this to us.
Yeah,
He's
that's
done
true.
extensive research into this topic.
Mhm.
Idiomotor effect is the most common cause.
Yeah,
You're saying
I
yes,
understand
Rob.
what you're
What are
saying.
your thoughts on that?
it's your mind idea is where that comes from. Your mind
Mhm.
and your muscular. So your mind is
Mhm.
making your fingers go, whether you know it is or not.
Whether you consciously
Basically.
do it or not.
I'm not a scientist, so excuse my basic description.
I mean, if you're doing it like in a slumber party, I'm assuming that some kid is pushing the planchette. That's what I'm thinking. If you're doing it seriously,
Mhm.
I think that
Right, Joe, you're right.
I think that the planchette actually could move without any help.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was not it, usually the people that use it seriously at least have a seance. They're in a seance, so everybody's in almost like a semi-trance state anyway. So I can see where that would happen.
Now, saying what I said, I still think it could, if you're using it and your heart and your intent is in the right place or in the wrong place, you could open up activity and you could invite in spirits.
That's if you believe in portals. Now, not everybody does.
Not everybody does,
So
but
I believe in portals.
I think that could happen.
But yeah.
But I'm not so sure it's the act of actually using the board. But
the way that I sort of picture it is, and maybe I'm like sort of oversimplifying it, but I kind of picture that there are spirits that are always looking to communicate, and they're looking for avenues to communicate. And I feel like they would just sort of, in my brain, they sort of like descend to that Ouija board once you got that going. Like you just rang the call to the spirits.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily be demonic. It would be any energy that was out there.
Yeah.
Right.
My friend Bill was called in as a hired gun to excise spirits.
The Ouija, like when you ask questions, like you got to understand though, like is mom here? They may say yes. You have to understand questions within the Ouija board to, like, what was my true favorite color as 8 years old? That only one person would know. Anyone could say mom. Anyone could say this. I totally see where Kenny's getting to. Like it's crazy. I love this. I love this conversation right now.
I was just about to say, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Yeah.
I was just thinking in my head, we should have done the Ouija board after the levitation because we actually really did levitate our neighbor across the street with our pinkies. There was about 6 of us girls, and we had our little, our neighbor, and we were all doing light as a feather, stiff as a board, the candles going, and maybe we should have done the Ouija board after because we really did. I swear we really did levitate her.
That's idiomatic. That's exactly what.
That's awesome.
Kenny was talking about.
Yep.
Well, it's exactly right too. Like Kathleen, when I do a Ouija board session, I cannot prove to anyone what we just went through. Like we don't record it or anything. I could just tell you experience, but I'm telling you straight up, like the shit's scary at times that people don't want to come back. Like it's just one of those things where it's like you can record it all you want. I cannot prove to you that it exists, but I know I went through what I went through, like straight up.
And I think too that's where we get a little bit lost. Here's Kenny's description of the comment we were just talking about. But I think we get a little bit lost when we're trying to always find evidence to support paranormal things. We're always looking for that direct evidence, and we discount that sense that you have. You can't prove it, you can't disprove it, but there's always something. There's always something that you just that is going on that we can't, because we can't prove it, we kind of tend to discount it a little bit. But it's like DJ was saying, like you just know it.
That's the whole thing with paranormal, though, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we're all trying to empirically prove it, but it's really difficult to do. I mean, because
Natalie makes a good point there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's kind of how I see it too, Natalie. Like that's sort of like there's a passive spirit contact. Like there's spirits all around
Well,
us, and now you've opened,
right.
you've turned on the radio.
And that's what I
Hey,
meant
Jen,
when I
even
said
more
earlier,
down.
we use all kinds of things to connect with energy when we go and investigate a house. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We use recorders to get EVPs. We use spirit boxes. We, back in the day when everybody was just starting out, you would put flour on the floor and see if any footsteps would appear. I mean,
Yep. So how is that any different? It's just that, maybe
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Hollywood hasn't given that a bad name.
That's what I'm saying. It's not any different. I don't think it's any different.
I agree.
What do you call it? And we don't use these either, but a lot of people do.
Dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's use
Yes.
those.
Yeah, the dowsing.
I've seen them work. I'm not so sure. I don't think I've ever tried them.
I'm not a big fan. I don't think they work personally, but I believe in the energy. I'm not a big fan of those dowsing rods personally.
Yeah.
Truthfully. When I use a planchette, like most people say a planchette, they have that little triangle. What I do is, no joking aside, because it is what it is, I use a shot glass and I leave it with the owners of the house. Once I do the planchette with them, we run it around and I leave that with them because that's their window. And I don't take that window with me. I leave it alone because it's not my business. Does that make sense?
You're saying you leave the portal open.
Kinda.
Whoopsie.
So
Yep.
Yep.
Wow, you saw that. Yeah, kinda.
So
Indeed. No, I definitely leave it.
if you're leaving it open,
And Genevieve, there's the awkward silence.
processes. I'm like, okay, so wait, where's your how do you stop then that activity from going if you've left it open?
You close the portal. Yeah, you have to close the portal.
Say goodbye. Get out of here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Adios.
Well, there you go. You got to say goodbye.
Am I hanging up?
Close that window.
Always
so
say goodbye. Definitely always say goodbye.
So we're talking about saying goodbye with Ouija boards and stuff. What if you're using other types of tools like your different readers and things like that to communicate? Do you have to say goodbye then too?
I think you always have to make sure that you close down everything that you open up.
Right. At the
Always.
end of the night, whenever you're on an investigation, that's what you need to do.
We open and we close. We close before we leave. Otherwise, you're going to leave the people worse off than they were before you got there.
The most effective way is if you run into a bunch of ghosts, you just point and you say, "Go look over there," and then you run out the front door and close it.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Weirdly enough, the last exorcism I did on a house, we opened all windows. I had them do it for like a week. And straight up, everything was at the house. We did a scry. You guys are all familiar with that. Every ghost hunter should know what it is. We did that. And we saw the black figures in the mirror, which you cannot put on camera. I sound nuts right now, but I'm telling you, as a ghost hunter. Yeah.
Well, you got some people watching that don't think you're nuts. One in particular is Scotty.
I noticed. I know. I noticed everything with the black. And what's up, brother? And it was just something I couldn't film. No Ouija board, no nothing, but the house is clean. So yeah, closure is key. But with the Ouija boards, what I do when I go in there, I don't leave it. I don't close it until I'm done there. So yeah.
Well, back to the dowsing rods not working for you, and and the Ouija board working for you. I think I have this theory that certain techniques seem to work better for different people, and so if you find something that's working for you that helps you to communicate with energy, then then that's what you should use. You know what I mean? If you're serious about this and wanting to, you know, do this. A lot of people don't want to do this, which is why they call us to their houses to make it stop.
Well, here's Angie's comment too. She uses a candle flame sometimes, and she thanks the spirits and closes out.
Yeah.
So that's what works for her, and I think that's awesome.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
The one thing I do love about Ouija boards, though, is the art. I think they're just so beautiful. And I'm going to try to show
what I did.
I'm going to do that right now.
Sweet.
Hold on one second.
Listen, guys, like I sell these things, but I paint them personally and shit like that. So it's like, it's not that great, but I really put enjoyment into doing them. So that's at the Botanica. So those are my Ouija boards. Those three.
Nice.
Yeah, those 3 circles are to put like candles in.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Genevieve, for doing that. That's awesome. Yeah.
You're welcome. It took me. I very quickly got on there and did that. I'm going to try to get a few more of them going. As you sent a lot of really good pictures.
I would actually, you know what? Go ahead. Sorry. I just want to. What I want to say is, anyone that wants a Ouija board, personally for me, send Genevieve a question that she will ask here in 10 minutes, and I will personally build you a Ouija board. And you got it from me for free.
That's awesome.
So, straight up, I will build you one. Not you, Jessica.
You got a comment here, Dom.
What's that?
Billion.
Always promoting.
What do you want me to do?
It doesn't say shameless.
I see shameless on there too. But I will build a Ouija board for somebody that when Genevieve asks a question and you guys answer it, you will get a board for me. I put that on everything. Straight up.
So I need to wait, there you go. I need to come up with a trivia question.
Whatever question you want. Whoever answers it on your show tonight, and they only got about another 35 minutes, it seems. Yep. Whoever answers it, get a board for me, and I will start tomorrow.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back, talk a little bit more about that, and then a really exciting announcement towards the end. Hang on, guys.
Let me grab me a beer in the fridge.
2021 just got better. 2021 just got better. Your favorite shows from WLFE DB Radio can now be found on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Yes, we now video stream to both of those platforms. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE DB radio shows.
Yeah, but you have some down there on the floor.
Wait, I can touch it. Can you guys
So I'm
hear
having
me?
an issue with that commercial. It keeps freezing on me. I'm not sure if you guys saw that or not.
We did.
Yeah, no, it totally did on me too. And trust me, Genevieve, I keep complaining about this all the time. Like, I'm trying and trying and trying. Like, this is what's happening to me. And I actually lost all my sound on all computer here. And I'm looking at Fizzy right now. She's in front of me. I'm like, I can't hear anything anymore.
Oh, that's
so
weird.
this is something we
well,
got to
maybe
go
it's some ghosts.
to.
Maybe it's some
Maybe.
Now
Maybe
I
it's
can't
the
take
Ouija
Bill's
board.
comment off.
Maybe it's.
We do have a really bad storm going
I know.
on
I
here,
saw it
too.
the entire time. Like, no.
Yeah,
it's
I
within
noticed.
this structure. My friend.
Yeah, I noticed last night when I was on your show that it was a little bit difficult with the
I know. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
So back to our conversation then. Let's see if I can get Natalie's comments up here because I think this is a really good one.
And then come up with a question so I can start building.
Come up with a question. Maybe Jill can send us a question since she's. There we go. Ancient shamans use certain music notes to change their brain
Little bit.
state and enter a sleep state. Yes. Oh, there's your friend. There you go.
I love Little Bit. All right.
Thumbs
So
up.
actually, Genevieve, that's a good idea. Have Jillian, Sinister Sisters, come up with a question, and somebody will win a Ouija board tonight.
Jill's in the chat in spirit tonight. So, one of the other cool things that I saw too, have you guys seen the world's largest Ouija board?
No.
No.
It's so cool. It's Jen, you know what I'm talking about, right? Have you seen it?
He doesn't want to say.
No, that's a no
It's
from
up-
Jen.
It's up in Salem, and they built this gigantic Ouija board. They had I think 3 or 4 people standing in the middle of the planchette. That's how big it was. Like
Whoa.
the planchette looked like it was bigger than my dining room table.
So it's
But
like
they
a
have-
loudspeaker. It's like a loudspeaker.
Yeah. And it was like people were so polarized about it. You know, I kept seeing all these posts about it, these articles, and some people were like, "Oh, that's so cool," and then some people were like, "Oh, hell no, get me away from it." But
Well,
they have a whole.
Genevieve, you make me think. Go ahead. No, you're
No,
you're
go
making
ahead.
me excited.
Go.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go, what's up?
No, go. It's your show. Shit.
I'm going to mute you then. So yeah, they have a whole talking board historical society museum up in Salem, and they've just got a whole museum full of Ouija boards. So one of the things that I really love about them, even though I am a little bit skitsy, a little bit scared of them, is that they are so beautiful, and they really are. If you look at them individually, some of them are just absolute works of art. A few months ago, I want to say, what was it? Right before Christmas, right, Dom? You had that show.
Yes.
There was an artist on the show that. There's the question. There was an artist on Dom's show that made this absolutely amazing one. It was it was a circle. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Bethany did that.
Yeah,
That was
Sister Vulture.
Go find her.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Here's the question, guys. You want to win a Ouija board tonight? Look at Jillian 3 and fucking Sinister Sisters. There's the question. You want a board? Answer it.
Has a Ouija board ever been used in a criminal proceeding?
That's such an easy answer.
Do you think?
Yeah. I know what I.
Okay, so if someone can send me to the Creepy Parlor, post it to the Creepy Parlor Messenger, an example of a case where somebody used a Ouija board in a criminal proceeding.
Wait a minute. I'll make 2 now because the answer is so easy. It's straight up.
Don't give the
The answer is so easy. No, the answer is there. The question was asked, does it work out in that position? Little Bit said yes. The answer is yes.
Okay.
She wins a board. So, all right, build another structure. I'll build another board. Little Bit, you definitely get a board for me. I promise you that.
Okay, so Little Bit's going to
come
get
up
the
with
board
another-
for answering the question, but if the first person that can send an example of a Ouija board being used in a criminal proceeding, that'll be the next one. How about that?
No, straight up. Yes.
So Karen,
see, that's what Genevieve. I said the question was so easy to answer. All they had to do was say yes, and a little bit going on.
50-50.
I know.
Jill's telling you to shut up. So yeah, apparently the Ouija board in Salem weighs 9,000 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's huge. Oh, this is interesting. From Marianne. Thank you for sharing that. Her husband was a shaman and he used singing bowls in several of his rituals.
Maybe Marianne, singing bowls can be used to heal too, can't they, Marianne?
I think so. I'm having a hard time getting these comments off. Are they coming off when I click on them?
Yeah, Marianne's comment.
They are, but they're coming back on.
It went down for a second and came back up.
Genevieve, don't worry about it. Run your show. You're awesome. Let's do this.
It's been, yeah, I'm telling you, the weather here is really, really crazy.
She said absolutely.
Mercury
Well, it's like-
retrograde too.
It is. It is.
It's Kathleen.
We talked a little bit about that last night with the problems that we were having on Dom's show, that it was Mercury retrograde. We've got Karen saying the 2018 jurors used a Ouija board, but this comment came in first, and I have to go through all of them. Only the ones I'm not sure if I'm seeing all the comments from everything.
Where's T-Roy tonight? I thought T-Roy was going to be on here.
He's not. He couldn't make it tonight, but he'll make it next time. He'll make it another time.
T-Roy, where you at, brother? WLFEDB, come on. Jump in here. I see T-Roy right now. Come on, jump in. You got about...
No, he can't make it
20
tonight. We'll
minutes.
get him next time. So Cheryl's got an actual article here. We're going to have to check that out. The 2018 Ouija board misbehavior murder trials. We'll have to look at that too. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, Karen, for commenting on those. We'll take a look at those. And we got another one from Lil Bit.
I see it.
So have you guys ever, I know that Scotty was just on here. He was doing Friday night Ouija board sessions. Have you guys ever done anything like that virtually or like played with them in a different way? Played with them. I say play with them because I still thinking that they're a toy.
Christmas gift.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Hasbro.
I know. But I'd imagine it would be similar to doing like a remote reading, right? Or some kind of remote viewing.
Maybe.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's a tough question. However, though, as a matter of fact, we got 20 minutes. You want to make a Ouija board on a piece of paper? And like, I'll put up a
We are
planchette
not
on.
conjuring
and we can do a
anything
Ouija
tonight.
session.
It looks
What?
like Mary Ann answered your question, Joan. She said absolutely.
Thanks, Marianne. I thought so. I think that vibrations can change everything. Someone else commented about
Can you
how,
grab me a piece of paper?
they had done tests on people and saw that their brainwave was altered and they went into almost like I think
Yeah,
vibrations
big one.
have everything to do with
Big piece of
everything.
paper
Really
and
do.
a whiskey glass.
I agree. And I think oh, here's another question. I think that that's probably the basis. We ourselves are probably the best channeling mechanism for a spirit, right?
Yeah, probably.
You got
Yeah,
20
we
minutes.
probably
I'm
get
going to
our
the Ouija board.
If you can get your head to believe what your spirit, your energy is telling you, that it's not all in your head.
So how did Elijah Bond get the name Ouija? That I don't know.
Good question.
I did know that. Hold on. I'm gonna go check real quick. Maybe Jill's got the answer for us. They called it never failing amusement and recreation for all classes.
Low class, the high class?
Yeah, we can't do it.
Everybody.
I would have done it.
Those ghosts are just waiting to talk to everybody.
Mhm.
I know. What do you got, Jill?
We can't find shot glasses in the house, so I can't do it tonight. I was going to build a Ouija board real
No,
quick.
you're not building a Ouija board because if you bring something through and it goes out and it gets stuck on here, we're in trouble.
What the hell was I on then? A Ouija board show.
We're just talking about them. We're not using them. So,
But that's an interesting question. If you open a portal online on Zoom, does it go out or what happens?
I would imagine. Well, we watched a really scary movie about it, so that's why I'm kind of joking around about it. But we watched a really scary movie about it a couple months ago that made me think, like, absolutely, positively, not doing any of that stuff online.
Well, I'll tell you this. To be honest with you, what you manifest, I don't give a shit about online or nothing, and I know this is parental advisory. It could be online or anything what you do. What you put out to the world, it just is what it is. So it's like nothing's gonna come back. Like your intention is your intention. Like for me, in my heart, straight up.
But how many people are actually aware of their intentions? That's I think where it becomes a problem. You know, you've got people that are
Unfortunately, not many, from what I assume.
Yeah, I mean, you got people that are like that might be really interested and really engaged and thinking that they know what their intention is, but it's actually not. We got Bill doing some self-promotion too. If anyone needs a shamanic extraction circle, let me know. If anyone's interested, get in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with Bill. Did you guys see Jill's response?
Yes.
Yeah.
He got it from the board, and when he asked what the word meant, the board spelled good luck. That can sound pretty ominous, couldn't it? Like,
good luck with that.
Good luck with all that.
Or it could be good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah. Again, I think your intent behind it is probably really important.
Yeah.
I'll give you one more, Dom. There you go. Can you see that comment?
I see
Dom
it.
is
I
the best
love it.
in the whole world. That's amazing.
So I just put my arms up like this. How do I take that picture? No, in reality, like all you guys are like on point as far as the Ouija board goes. Like it's a distraction and something of what's the word I'm looking for? For like a Friday night, you have nothing to do. Let's play a Ouija board. There's a certain word I can't think in my head. But this is something that like can't be played with. But if you know how to use it, it's a powerful tool to use with the paranormal.
So
and,
I mean,
I use it because I know what I'm doing.
Do you think that tarot is another really good divination tool? Do you think that it's any different from that?
Tarot, no.
In terms of
You're
like
totally
being
right.
dangerous.
In my let them crash comments on me. Tarot to me is when you look at things, it's almost the first thought of your head when it's like, hey, Jen, what color is the sky? It's blue. So that's the card where it's like, hey, this is this, this is this, this is that. You know, all that type of shit. Now, do I believe in tarot? Ironically, it's one of these things where it's like, when I get it done, it's on point, but I can't do it myself. I'm just like, I don't really truly believe in it. So I can't agree with you on that one.
But I think that goes back to Joan's point earlier that like there's certain tools that work with certain people. Right?
True.
I think so.
Very true.
Yeah, I agree.
I think everyone is psychic, or however you want to put it. I think we all have that ability, and I think
some more than others.
Some more than others. Naturally, just like anything else, some people can sing really well. Everybody can learn how to sing and can learn how to paint.
Even a dog.
What's your favorite tool, Joan? Rob, what's your favorite ghost hunting tool?
I don't know as if we have a favorite one, but the one that we have the most results from, I can tell you that, and that's the flashlight experiment.
That, and also digital recorders.
And digital recorders.
We get voices.
We get Class A EVPs.
Voices.
And we've even had a spirit lift the flashlight up, levitate it off of a windowsill.
What do you do with that?
Well, the owner of the house almost lost his mind.
Yeah, that's definitely
it old house that we investigated in a town near us, and this couple had bought it, and they hadn't moved in yet. They were still living in their other house, and actually a famous rock star had lived there, and he used to use a certain room to speak to the dead every night. And
I want to know who that is now.
He was afraid that they were afraid that he'd left something behind, so they asked us to come in and investigate. There was so much energy there, it was crazy. But the funny thing is that the person who came through was the owner, the woman. Her dad had just passed away, which we didn't know, a couple of months before. And I felt his energy the most. And I thought it was a relative of the husband because he really liked the husband. And I said, this is someone who really likes you, and you know, he's really funny, and he's always making jokes, and he's always pulling tricks, and described what he looked like and what his personality was like. And she said, that's my dad.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. He was there, you know. He wasn't the one that levitated the flashlight. That was in the other room, the room where the guy had been doing all his stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how you kind of rebound from that. That's a little bit of a powerful experience, I think.
Yeah, the husband didn't believe in paranormal stuff, and then that happened. And he said, oh my God, did you see that?
Maybe that's why it happened. Maybe he needed something to keep to get his belief level up.
We were like, yeah.
Look at my homie. I love Jen. God, I love Jen to death. Look at my homie. What's up?
What you doing, Jen? Are you playing with a Ouija board?
No.
Well, we only have a few minutes left, so
yeah,
I'm going to try to bring it around a little bit. Do you guys have any last thoughts, any recommendations for people if they are using Ouija boards? I know, Dom, you probably have a few comments.
No, I only got one last thing to say after everyone has something to say. That's all.
Just make sure you close out your session if you're going to use it in a honest way. If you really feel like you need to do it, I think that's still important.
I think that's important of any divination, right?
Yep.
Yes.
She's mixing up. I love it. You see these comments?
This one?
Sing up a
So, Dom, what are your thoughts?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think closure too. That's the most important thing if you're going to use it. If you're going to use it seriously, I think if you're going to use it as a parlor game, it's going to be a parlor game. I don't think there's anything wrong with using it.
I agree.
I agree with you 100%.
Karen has a good comment. With any practice, be specific, with clear intent.
Yeah.
As clear as you can be.
Absolutely.
Clear the point, yes.
Kathleen, any thoughts?
No.
No? Are we going to play with a Ouija board at your house next weekend?
Yeah. I want to try it for real. I want to see it done. And not sleep over.
Who won the second question?
I think it was Cheryl.
Okay, good.
So once
boards
this
being
whole
built
mess is
tomorrow.
over, we'll figure out a time that we can Ouija board. All right, Jen, any final thoughts? No, you're awfully quiet tonight. Awfully quiet. Are you camera shy this evening?
Yes, and I'm having an allergic reaction to my tattoo right now, so I'm very uncomfortable.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Jen, you're only in front of the world.
Don't put pressure on her. What's your final thought, Dom? Because I got to give some time
My
to
final thought
My final thought is this: a Tuesday night,
Uncomfortable.
the Creepy Parlor. A Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, Real Talk with Dom. Also, what do we have? Joan, wait. I may be stuttering it a little bit.
Nope,
what do we have? Carter novels? Is that
We're
it?
going to talk with them in a second. Don't steal their thunder.
I'm allowed to. Go Carter novels. Show the world where you are because you'll be with me next.
So Robin Jones.
So no? All right, good.
No, we're going to go with Robin Joan now. What do you guys have going on? Because we have some really exciting news.
We have a new show we got roped into somehow called Meet the Author. And it's going to be every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time, of course. And it's going to be an hour long. We're going to interview authors. It's not going to be a regular interview. We're going to really kind of relax with them, talk with them, not just fire off question after question after question about boring books. We're going to try to get to know the people and let them share their experiences and what they've got going on, and you know, try to make it a little lighter thing than a lot of the book shows are.
He didn't mean boring books.
Not boring books. No, I
He
didn't mean
meant
boring.
boring questions.
Boring questions, yes.
And hopefully,
I do want to parade. I do want to parade the show real quick, Genevieve. I'm sorry. Rob and Joan, Carter Novels, are the people who are pushing me forward and helped one of my guests, Kiara. They are such good people as far as just helping you, and I have your back to the world and back. Like,
thank you.
So, Genevieve, apologize about that. By doing that, you could literally get a shameless spot on my show anytime. But I just wanted to thank them for what they do. Straight up.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. Thanks for everything you guys do.
I'm very excited. I mean, I think
Indeed.
I said it before, but one of the best things that came out of 2020, and not a lot of great things came out of it, but some really great things did. And one of those is our Haunted Happy Hours that we started, and meeting all of you. I mean, obviously I knew some of you guys before that, but really coming together and creating that little community. It's just been a saving grace on so many levels, and I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that. Thank you for being a part of the show tonight. And I
Jen,
also had a question. I also had a question about your show. Are you having authors that are Carter Novels authors, or are you having a bunch of different authors?
Well, we have a website called Indie Book Source, and we have almost 100 authors that post their books with us. And so it's an internet bookstore basically, but they're all indie published authors. So
cool.
They don't get much help. I mean, you got to do your own promotion. You don't have a big publisher behind you, you know, but there's a lot of really talented people out there.
Yeah.
So Indie Book Source has been instrumental in helping them.
Yeah.
And so we have about almost 100 authors. And we're going to have on basically one author each show. If they only have one book, or it depends on the author, we might have two authors when we get a little more experienced at it. But we're going to start out with one author per show, I think.
But a lot of our authors have written like 32, 45 books, you know.
And they're
wow.
like
they're
USA
all
Today
really
bestsellers.
USA. USA and
multiple awards.
And
that's
TV
fantastic.
series been made from their books and stuff like that. And we'll probably do authors too. That any author, we'll interview lots of authors, not just the ones from Indie Book Source. Those are the people we know. We know other authors.
They really want the exposure. So
I think that's gonna be awesome. Do you
already
guys start tomorrow or?
No, the 17th.
Okay, sorry.
A week from Wednesday. Yeah. A week from Wednesday.
Okay.
Welcome.
And we're already
welcome to WLFD.
Welcome, family.
Thanks.
Welcome
Thank you.
to WLFDB.
We're pretty much
so
booked up
exciting.
already for the next 3 or 4 months. So
Yeah,
that's
That's the way it works.
we found a lot of authors.
Genevieve, I gotta go.
Bye,
Are you
Don.
leaving us?
Yes, he's leaving.
And thank you.
Guys, I love you guys to death. Always the creepy parlor, no matter what. Like, I love all of you, and thank you for all of who you are. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Uses. Bye.
So our show won't be anything paranormal. It'll just be authors and their books.
Well, unless they write
Very
paranormal books.
Well, if they write paranormal books,
And we have
it'll
a
be-
few of those. So.
Yeah, we do.
It's exciting. I'm so happy for you guys. I can't wait.
Actually, Dom and Ted both have their books on our website. So
Yeah,
on
I
Indie
saw
Book
that.
Trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But if you know any indie authors that need any publicity, let us know.
Let us know,
I mean,
and we'll.
but it's not just indie or authors either. We'll do published authors, and
Yeah.
like I said, we have authors that'll be on that are on USA Today list and are not indie authors.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm so excited for you guys. I can't wait to watch. What was the name of the show again?
Meet the author.
Meet
Like
the
Meet
author.
the Press.
Like
Except
Meet the
it's
Press. Yeah.
Meet the author.
Only meet the author, not the
Excellent.
press.
We were going to
And
say
then 7 o'clock.
under the covers, but that had a different
I
kind
like that.
That is cute. That is
That's
cute.
great.
Bookends was another idea. We thought, oh, wait a minute, that has a not different connotation too. So
Yeah,
Meet
it does.
the author.
No, I like it. I really like it. But with that, we are just about out of time. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight in the parlor.
Thanks
for
having us.
Anytime. We have our next Haunted Happy Hour private chat next Thursday.
Yep.
If anyone's interested in joining, the link has been running down at the bottom. It's Facebook group Haunted Happy Hour. We're always happy to have new members. It's a very accepting, very happy, very wonderful group of people. So join us. We'll have fun. And
Yeah.
just real quick, I just wanted to make a few Creepy Parlor announcements. Next week, February 9th, is our Valentine's Day show. So we're talking about Till Death Do Us Part, a lot of creepy Valentine's Day things. The following week, we are celebrating Mardi Gras. I'm super excited about that. We have a ghost tour guide from the French Quarter in New Orleans. We're going to talk about the dark
Ooh.
lore of New Orleans. And then to round out February, we are going to interview the Gravestone Girls. So Brenda is an artist and she creates a lot of gravestone art. So that's going to be a really, really, really good time. So with all of that, thank you again, everybody, for being here. Hang around as I close out and we'll catch up in a minute.
All righty.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining us on the Creepy Parlor. Join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for another fantastic show.